Wait, these aren't the rewards we discussed about end of season. End of season rewards are what I'm showing you right now. Wouldn't it be better if we can pick our 42 people? No. This is what you want. A mixture of players from both teams. But the agreement was we get to pick our 42 people. No. Who are you going to believe? Me or the agreement we agreed to? Hello, Jason G here. How can I help you? Yes, ally with us. You get to choose which 42 players get rewards at the end of season.
Now what do we do?
Just be yourselves.
Where are you going?
I'm going to pick a fight.
Well, it didn't get dressed up for nothing.
How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Darth Shigong coming at you from Gaming on the Dark Side, GOTDS. And as always, we got this coming at you with another video for Call of Dragons, or maybe we should call it Call of Drama. I was trying to stay out of this for a little bit, but hey, the season's pretty much done, and people are making videos about this, and they definitely are not coming from the perspective of the little guy that got stomped on by the drama that happened with TFS and Echo this season, and the breakup of a major power group, and all the stuff going back and forth and being said. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in, kind of give from my point of view. These are my opinions, obviously. They do not reflect the opinions of my alliance necessarily, or anybody in particular. These are all my own views. So if you have an issue with it, hey, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it and go mano a mano. That is cool. All right, so just comment below. Pretty sure some of you guys will have some based off of this video. So let's do this.
You don't know the power
Of gaming on the
dark side.
All right, so before we get started, this video is going to cover kind of a fly-on-the-wall style perspective of the drama and how it affected my alliance in particular. During this season, we're part of a TFS. It's the season right before Home Kingdoms have started, right? So I think that's like the second time, third time we've been to Belleron, second time, SBO2, whatever it is, and all. And we're going to be covering, obviously, the drama between TFS and Echo a little bit. But, I mean, for the most part, guys, there's a ton of videos that have already been made on this subject itself of that, right? And there's even interviews with the leaders of the people and them talking about why they left or what they think the reason was this. And, I mean, people have been chiming in on that. And, yes, it's definitely some drama and definitely worth looking into if that's something you're interested in. However, for this particular video, there's only so much of that we're going to look at. It's going to be more, like I said, focused on our perspective, or at least I'd say my perspective of what I've seen unravel this season in particular. But technically, this goes all the way back to season 1 of this game for me, because that's the first time I ever met, quote-unquote, met Jason G. Now, I'll have to keep digging around for some footage, but this is some footage from season 1, back when we were part of DOT Reborn, but also we were part of A1. Well, A1 and us, we kind of joined forces, and that's a whole other story on things. But we were working together for a while, and it was our first season. We were doing things, but the big bad for that season, actually it started off with an alliance called Made. That when we very first started the game, Made was like this big bad, and they had a bunch of people that had been playing already in the beta. So there are a lot of people that are already pretty strong on day one. Obviously, my buddies and I came into this game. We had no idea what's going on. We didn't know how to capture a behemoth. We didn't know how rallies worked. We didn't understand anything. And we just went straight in for attacks, and we got messed up hard. But we're warriors. We kept on pounding through it. Made got taken out. And then the next big bad for season 1, at least on our half of the continent, was Dojo. Dojo was just running over everybody and dictating to everybody how it was going to be. Little to our knowledge, on the other side of the continent, there was a bunch of alliances over there, including my future alliance, which is POTC. They were over on that side. But you had the Super Nasties, or Super Naughty, I think it was, Super Naughties, and all. That's where Jason G was and all that. And they were over there, and they pretty much had the run of eventually coming over our way. And it was all about just beating the crap out of Dojo, which worked well for us because we really, really wanted to do that. And it was cool having these big dogs coming in. I mean, you gotta look here. Here's an image of Jason's power in season 1. It's crazy to me. I mean, he was already 109 million power. T5, crazy strong. A lot of the players in that team were crazy strong like this guy. So, I mean, they come rolling in with T5, and we're barely rolling around with T3s. It was insane to watch, right? And obviously, we were happy at the time saying, oh, hey, cool, we got Jason G and these other guys on our side. Now, for the most part, Jason G just wanted to mess up Dojo. So as long as we kind of stayed out of his way and kind of helped facilitate that, he seemed to be happy about it. And so, like I said, we thought everything was cool, right? I thought, oh, hey, these guys are all right. They're leaving us alone as long as we kind of help them out and we don't push our luck too much, which we weren't trying to. We were just trying to learn how to play the game and kind of prepare ourselves for the next season. I mean, we were just happy to even get a couple behemoths that we got in that first season and kind of learn how to play it. And so with that being said, that's when we moved into the next season. We didn't really know what to expect. It ended up being season 1 plus. And in that season, we were still part of Server 31. They had some other servers, I guess, coming in or something because we ended up getting partnered up with Jason and his crew, which at the time became DX, which you can see here in a second when I switch over to a new video. Before the video starts to move, I took a little still shot of where we were located. Now, this spot that we took, we asked DX leadership and everyone else, was it okay to put our core fortress here and build around the giant so we can at least take advantage of the better resource nodes? Because, this is season 1 plus. Now we know there's better resource nodes around giant or around behemoths. And we were out of everyone's way. We made sure that we weren't trying to block the path to the gates. Over here, there were some other alliances that were opposites, which DX was going to come and run over. You can see DX is over here next to us. They were right there on the plateau next to the magma. We were over here, obviously, in Sophostria. And like I said, everything was pretty cool. At least we thought it was cool. We thought we had it. We had Low C up north. And we had our little alliance. We renamed ourselves the Shattered Kingdoms, based off of a video game that we all used to play. Like, all of us came from Dawn of Titans. And so we thought everything was cool. We thought everything was fine. However, within, I want to say, maybe the first maybe like the third or fourth day, probably even sooner than that, all of a sudden we started getting messages from Jason's team telling us we can't be there. We need to move. And when I asked why, they said, well, it's not part of the plan that we now have with everyone else. And I said, well, no one talked to us about any plan. And we're out here too. We asked to be put there, and you guys said it was okay. We're making sure we're not blocking anybody, right? And we weren't even going to take the giant. We said we left room enough for DX or to be able to come in and take the giant when they need to. It wasn't even going to be opened up for like another 2 weeks, something like that. So I was asking like, well, why do we got to move? And then the only answer I got was, if you guys don't move, we're going to come in and burn you. And I was like, well, that's pretty freaking messed up. Not being part of any conversation with any other alliances in the zone that somehow came to some conclusion about what they're going to have, right? No one talked to us, even though we were there from day one. I thought we were cool with Jason. We helped them, and granted, they didn't really need us to take out Dojo, but we did help out. We were there, right? Why threaten to burn us? Now, the real kicker was, I decided to be diplomatic at the time and said, all right, it's fine. We'll move. And so we moved a little further south into this little tiny pit of an area, which we knew we weren't going to be able to grow very much from, but at least we can get some territory to put our people down so we're not getting raided, right? We don't want our players getting zeroed. We're trying to grow our little alliance here and actually be something. The only problem was, then there was rumblings from DX saying, oh, you guys might have to move from there too to make room for one of our allies. We're going, what the heck? Where are we supposed to go? And we're just getting shoved around. And so we're like, no, we don't want to really move. This is our spot. So it was kind of left alone for a bit. And then those punks from Rocket came in and wiped us out and caused a whole bunch of issues. And so then we ended up moving ourselves into Low C, which was fun. We had an awesome season that season. We were going against BXS with Jason and those guys. We're like, whatever. Low C was friends with them. And I'm saying, well, better the devil you know, I guess. We'll do what we got to do, right? Now, we were kicking some butt up there. We were holding off BXL at the time, right? One of their little BXS's, little sub-alliances coming at us. We were holding them off, and someone else, we were kicking some butt. Non-stop fights. It was probably one of the best seasons we had in the very beginning. You can ask any player who's in that team about Hamburger Hill. We had our own Hamburger Hill. It was cool. It was fun fights. It was great. It was really great. However, even then, even with all of that going on that season, we still had issues with Jason and his freaking ego and how he treated us. And when it came to like what we're going to get and where we're going to go, and there was always this confusion, but it was always what's best for him, right? And he was so freaking bipolar about everything. One second he's cool, the next second he's being a dick, you know? And I mean, there really was no rhyme or reason to it. And so it really put a bad taste in my mouth to Jason and how he runs stuff. And, you know, that was pretty much it, right? I didn't have anything to do with Jason G all the way up until this very last season. When I came into this season, I wasn't part of POTC. I was kind of working with them the season before, but I was actually a BDO. And then we came into this season. BDO went to a different server. I was still here in server 31 because I'm a server 31 original, and I didn't feel like ever leaving. And so that means I'm in this season. POTC's from server 31, so they were there too. And I rejoined POTC. They were going to be allied. The deal was we're going to ally with TFS. We're in the same Zone 1, right? We had our shell, POSK. They had, and so we had a lot of our players going back and forth from there, the way it was set up to work together. Now, TFS had some of their players come over to us because maybe they just weren't making enough merits, whatever it was, you know, because Jason has his strike system and all this other crud going on. And that, you know, people were kind of moving around. However, the actual POTC players, we were always one unit. Sometimes we go to POSK, but we come back because just the way the ships for us worked on which gates we were going through, it made more sense for us to kind of utilize both alliances as basically a single shell for us. We going back and forth, it was the same alliance for us. And we did that all the way through to Zone 3. We were fighting with TFS against DS, right? And there was a couple other people in there that were fighting with as well. There's Go, there's Rocket, EXT. We had these other people we were all kind of going against. However, that was the big one, right? DS, we're going to be going against them. And we definitely crushed them in our first runic battle. And that was just the preview of things to come all the way through. Now, I was able to jump into a voice chat during that first runic battle, and just the way the leadership speaks to the players and their team is it's not cool. I don't like running my stuff that way. I definitely respond that way. I'm a full-grown adult. I don't need some other dude that's playing a video game and all that trying to act like he's something more than he is. And I mean, I know we're all playing, and if you're going to play at a high level, I do understand being part of a team to hold it at that certain level. However, respect is still respect, and you don't need to talk to people like they're children. And just, you know, it's just toxic. You know, it's just not my thing. And so from that point forward, I refused to be part of any voice channel chat with TFS going the rest of the season. And I just kind of did my own thing, helping POTC where I could, and just kind of, you know, stayed away. Now, POTC and POSK, we fought this entire season, right? We helped, we obviously helped with the crushing of DS and all that, and not allowing them to come out of Z2. We pushed them back and all that with POSK, and then we came through into Zone 3. We did the same thing. We pushed out EXT, we pushed out Go, we pushed out Rocket eventually joined up with us because we kicked the crud out of them so badly. And that was fun because some of those guys were on my hit list all the way back from Season 1 Plus. And Revenge is a dish best served cold, and I truly enjoyed crushing Rocket before they kind of joined forces with us. But that's beside the point. The whole thing here is, though, we were working the entire time. We were fighting, we were part of stuff. And supposedly, because like I said, I wasn't really interested in the Dragon Rewards this season. There's not really much there for me that I look at like, oh yeah, I definitely have to get Dragon Rewards. I'm not really interested in that Dragon frame. So I could really care less what or who was going to be getting Dragon Awards. I just wanted to play the season, build myself up, finally unlock T5, doing my stuff. However, around June, I want to say 14th-ish or so, I got the exact date somewhere here, I'll pull it out in a second. I get, we get this notice saying, hey, TFS, Jason, they have basically altered the deal. They have changed what we agreed to. They pulled a fucking Darth Vader. You will no longer get to choose the 42 players. That was never part of the deal. Neither was giving up POTC spots for TFS players.
I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
This deal's getting worse all the time.
Furthermore, I wish you to wear this dress and bonnet.
This was never a condition of our
I
arrangement.
have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Yeah, so basically what ended up happening here is there was that whole drama between Jason G, TFS, Sod, Echo, players leaving. I mean, you got the Lights. They left TFS, right? They went to Echo. You can ask them what their reasons were, right? But you have all this stuff happening. And I guess Sod goes there and he talks to Jason G and basically says, hey, we're going to go by the list that we had after we beat up DS. It was their arbitrary time when they say this is the fight. This is the zone that counts, not anything else that has happened. Now, I know other alliances have done that. They pick one major fight or one major thing, and it's hard to measure things like buildings and being at behemoth raids and participating in donations and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, there's lots of factors in the game that make a player active, other than just merits, especially when you use merit farm in Zone 1, get glory points when you go to Zone 2, basically trading points people over there. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to make the quote-unquote merits seem like they're bigger than they really are, right? But that's it. And up to a point, I can understand, hey, okay, you want to dictate these are the people from your alliance, and you guys have your spots over here, and these are the people that technically, according to our metrics, should get the end-of-season Dragon rewards. I can understand that. However, as far as I know, and everyone I've spoken to, the deal was we get 42 spots, and we get to choose who gets those spots. However, Sod bitch slapped Jason and basically said that's not how it's going to go. Jason rolls over like a little puppy and goes for it, right? And is saying, nope, this is not what's going to happen. You guys now have to go by this set list, which sucks because on that list, there's a good chunk of those 42 spots. These players were never part of POTC, other than parts of this season when they got moved over to us for one reason or another. But they weren't true pirates. And so those spots got taken, right? I mean, it didn't swing the other way. I didn't see any TFS players get kicked out of their spots so that a pirate could take it. That didn't happen. So, I mean, it definitely is very one-sided. After that, the biggest thing is, let's say we have players that obviously we have really strong T5 players. They already have the frames. They already have maxed out pets and all this other stuff. Now, granted, more rewards. It's not going to hurt them to get some, better pet skill cards and all this other stuff. But we're pirates. And one thing I love about POTC is that they allow us, the leadership, Captain Jack, and all that, allows you to play the game the way you want to play and to have fun. We recognize that, hey, people have lives. They're playing this game to enjoy themselves, right? And so it's not going to be this militaristic dictatorship of a team. And I love that about POTC. It makes it enjoyable. This season was great. We were able to do all kinds of fights. We organized friendly skirmishes and, well, maybe not so friendly skirmishes with plenty of other alliances, right? We even had a time where we were getting attacked on 3 different sides. We had, what was it? I think Rocket on one side, then Go and these other guys decided to attack us from the north, and you have A1 attacking us from the east. All at the same time, we beat them all down, right? It was awesome. It's great being part of POTC. If you guys aren't part of POTC, or at least trying to get into our alliance, well, hey, you're missing out because it's a great environment. Another thing that makes our environment great is the fact that we are here to help players build their accounts. We want to make everybody stronger because we know the stronger you are, the more we're going to all enjoy this game. We have more T5s on our team. We keep on growing. We want to help each other out. So our T5s are awesome T5 players. Our whales are awesome whales, and they want to help out the little guys. So they're saying, hey, yeah, we're on this list, But we have our 42 spots. You know, rather than me going out there and getting this dragon reward, I'd rather give it to another guy on our team who kicked some serious ass all season long. Maybe didn't show up in the merits on your list, but they've got the merits in our team. They've been fighting the whole entire time. They've been building the entire time. They've been active the entire time, jumping in behemoth raids the entire time. We want to give them a spot. And Sod and Jason are saying, nope, you can't do that. You can't take the 42 spots that you guys have earned and let any player that you want to have it. Right? We will tell you which of your 42 players are going to get it. And even, like I said, some of those 42 players aren't even your players to begin with. They're our players. But we're going to pretend they're yours so that we can give them more spots and expand out and basically take away the spots that we promised. Right? And if you guys want to complain about it, and if any player from your team that's not on this list gets moved into the raid so they're able to get their rewards, we will eliminate all the rewards for all of your teammates. They'll just take it away. That's not okay. And see, that's my major gripe here. This is the thing that really gets me going about this whole TFS Echo situation with Sod and Jason having a dick measuring contest about who's going to be in charge of what. Everyone else gets screwed. POTC, we were an amazing ally. We pulled our weight. We did what needed to be done. Right? We even took some of your TFS's players and helped them see how great the game is and how much fun they can have. And that's how we get treated. That's what happens here. Right? That's what's going on. It's not okay. Now you can sit there and say, oh, there's favoritism. But how is it favoritism if you have 42 spots? Here, you have 42 spots. You can do what you want. That was the agreement. You can put who you want in there. Then all of a sudden now it's, no, we're going by this list. And they want to try to pretend that they never agreed to let any of us be able to use those spots as we see, right? Who does that? Who tells another alliance, yeah, you get 42 spots, but we're going to tell you which of your players are going to get that spot? That's ridiculous. That's not okay. And that's what happened here. That's the drama that's happening behind the scenes of the drama that everyone's posting on these other YouTube channels right now going on, right? This is the fly on the walls perspective. This is the little guy's perspective of how we're getting screwed because these two other guys can't get along, right? And all that. And it just goes to show that some of these players are only in it for themselves. They're only in it to make sure that, you know, they have their thing and they get what they need. And everybody else basically exists to make their game better, right? We're not really people to them. And that's not okay. And like I said, POTC is not like that. It is one of the best alliances out there because it is one of the funnest alliances, but it's also an alliance that has a leadership that understands what's going on. It doesn't mean that we don't get serious. It doesn't mean that we do not bring out the big guns when we need to, right? We have fought, we have taken out stuff, and we've grown, and we will continue to grow because of it. But one thing I can also say, though, is pirates have honor, right? We make sure that we honor our word, and we help out who we say we're going to help out, and we don't screw people over. And that's my experience here with this TFS thing. Now, there are some YouTubers out there who seem to have, for lack of a better term, a love affair with TFS, right? Even last season, what was it, last season or this season, trying to sit there and talk about like who wins and who doesn't win based off. It's like, hey man, I'm sorry guys, you know, this is not a cool move. And you can see in the comments of certain YouTube videos and all that where people are going, oh, hey, man, you know, POTC, they got their spots, and it's always been this way. I'm like, no, it hasn't. No, it wasn't. The agreement was you'll get 42 spots, and we'll tell you which players get it. Nope. It wasn't even discussed how it was going to be measured. It was more, hey, we're going to win, and we'll go, but no, now we're going to base it off of when we feel the war was done. When DS got pushed out, the war was done, even though for weeks after that, there was fights for territory, pushing things, taking things out. There was work happening. And our team knows who came and who showed up. And we know in our team which players deserved, at least from our 42 spots. But then to have Jason and Sod, right? Sod's not even part of TFS anymore, dictating to TFS, and then TFS dictating to us which one of our players gets a spot. Gets to use the spots that have been given to you. That'd be like me telling you, hey man, I'm going to give you $50 to go buy some groceries. However, I'm going to dictate to you what groceries you can buy. It's like, what the hell? You know, I should be able to take that $50 and buy the groceries I feel like getting. Why are you, you know, if that's the case, why don't you just go get it yourself, dude, and then deliver it to me? All right? And then you want to cook it for me too and feed me it? right? I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. So that's my take on this whole thing. You know, it's been a cluster in that sense, but it completely reinforces my opinion that I've had of Jason since season 1+. When he screwed over my team because he wanted to move through a certain area and he threatened to burn us, and then he didn't even move through there. They didn't even build on that spot in that season. My alliance got screwed by Jason because of his bipolarness and where they wanted to go, and they didn't care less how it affected my gameplay. We lost players. We had players actually quit the game completely because of Jason and his antics. All right, players that were playing, they would keep on playing this game. All right, so it's not cool. Stuff like this is not cool. When you give your word and then you break it, that's not cool. And also, that's my take on this. You guys can look at it how you want. Any TFS player that wants to talk about it, that's cool. Let's discuss it in the comments. Please, bring in the fire. Let's do it. And if you have some receipts to show, if you have a receipts that show that, no, we told you from day one, it will be dictated by us and our list and only the players we say. And out of the players that we're saying out of your 42, some of them will be ours. That's all in writing right now. If you can show me that, I'll retract. But unless you show me that, I can't. I can only go off what's been said, what I've seen, and what goes on there. All right, guys, so take it however you guys want to take it. But that's the drama behind the drama of the season of TFS versus Echo versus everybody else and how they treat their quote-unquote allies. I'm happy that we're not going to be in the same home kingdom as them. They can go do their own thing. I hear they're partnering up with Ancients. I hope Potato comes back because those guys will be bosom buddies. Let Potato come back into Ancients and join up with TFS, and they can form that squad. You know what? Throw MILF in there, too. Why not? All cut from the same dang cloth. That's the kind of players that are the leadership. Take it. Go. I said what I said. All right, guys. Anyways, that's the video for now. I'm all heated up, but I want to get back in the game and go beat up some Darklings or something since now we have nothing else to go. Unless Jason gets all pissy right now and goes, oh, attack! Attack them all! Well, hey, we got one day. Let's do it then. All right? Screw you. But that's my take. That's how it goes. All right, guys. Hey, I'm your boy, Darth Shigong. And, hey, man, the new season's going to be starting soon, Home Kingdoms. But until that point comes, I hope to catch all of you gaming on the dark side.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame